ScreenFlow, specifically ScreenFlow special effects, and even more specifically, using ScreenFlow to create what I call a Flutter effect, which can kind of jazz up your videos a little bit, make them a little different than other people's videos, which is probably a good thing. So, well, welcome. I am Mike McMillan, and thank you for watching my video today. Before I show you what a Flutter effect looks like, I want to build one for you. After you watch this video, you should be able to create your own Flutter effect in like 60 seconds, maybe 2 minutes. It's easy to do, but it's kind of cool. So here's the deal. I've opened up a ScreenFlow document right here. I'm going to come up, take my text tool, click on plus, create some text, and I've got to have something. Let's call it creating your first podcast, okay? And I'll select all this text right there. And I'm going to use, it's justified left. I'm going to click on this, justify it center, so it kind of lines up like this. And then I'll just move it up. I'll center it, but get it a little more toward the top of the page. Okay, right there. So now I have some text. And to create this Flutter effect, what you need to do is type in some text, whatever you want. And you could use this like if your video has 4 parts, like section 1, 2, 3, and 4, something like that. You could use this to create a title that would go before each one of the 4 main sections, or whatever you want to use it for. But I'll grab this and squeeze it all the way down, just like that, as small as I can get it. Okay? And then I'll unclick it. Now I'll double click on this clip right here. And if it won't, there we go. And what I want to do is, right now it says 100% the speed. This is how fast it plays this text clip. And I'm going to change this from 100% to 500%. I'll hit my tab key to get out of there. It sort of sets that. So, okay. So now I close this down and I'll click off that clip. And now I need to go back into it a second time, right here. And it's hard to click on it. If you can't click on it, you can click on that that gearbox there. Go in and see. Okay. And so now what I need to do is, remember it used to say 100%. I changed it to 5, and then after I closed it down, it resets back to 100. And I'm going to click on this scroller bar, move it all the way down to where it says 200%. So when I changed it to 500%, that made that clip play 5 times faster. Now I changed it to 200%. That makes it play twice that fast. So altogether it's playing 10 times as fast as it normally did. So I can close this down now, right there. And notice when I play this, see I'm at 0. See how right now it says 1? That's 1/10 of a second. It only lasts 1/10 of a second. You can hardly see it, okay? So what I'll do now is come down here and adjust this so that it's maybe like that long. Okay, just to give me something to work with. Okay, so what I have is this text block clip that I made right here. And I'm going to take this, and I need to make either 10, I'll say, let's make 12 of these. So I highlight this, Command C, that copies that little clip. Command V, now make sure your scrubber bar is at the end of this clip. Command V, that just copies it in again. And I want to have 12 of these, that's 2. I'm going to hit Command V every time. So I go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 right there. Okay, so now I've got 12 clips, and when I play this, it looks like nothing happens because they're all the same. Okay, so the fun part comes in now, where what I'm going to do is come to the second clip, and what I want to do is I want to change this text very slightly up here. Okay, so here's my first clip right here, and notice my scrubber bar is way out here. And what I want to do is I want to bring my scrubber bar all the way back just before this second clip right here, okay? And then come up here and click on this, okay? See how it lit it up? Now, I left this one the same, but this one I want to make a small change to. And I'm going to come down to the area on my keyboard where in the lower right-hand corner where I've got over, back, up, and down arrows. And the first one, let's just move this over to the right, 4 clicks. And so I'm going to hit the right arrow. Now watch this. It's very hard to see because it just nudges it ever so slightly. So I'm going to click the right arrow 4 times. Now watch. 1, 2, whoops. I didn't get it. Let's come back here one more time. Okay, got to click on this 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how it moved it to the right? It's tiny, almost hard to see, but it moved it to the right 4 spaces. Okay. Now, here's my first one. Here's my second one. That's the one that I moved over a little bit. The next one I leave the same. Every other one I leave the same. I leave it alone. So every other clip will look just like the first clip. There's the first clip. There's the one I changed. I moved it over to the right 4 clicks. This one I leave alone. Now I come into this one. I want to change this one. So I bring my scrubber bar right to the beginning of this clip right here. This one I want to change. Now the first one I moved over to the right 4 spaces. This time let's use the down arrow and go down 4 clicks. Now watch it. Did you see that? It's almost impossible to see, but yeah, it moved down 4 clicks. So I made a change to this one. Now this one I leave alone, okay? This one I want to make a change to right here. So I bring my scrubber bar right to the beginning of this clip, okay? Right there, right to the beginning of this clip. I come up here, I click on this, notice how it highlighted that. Now I went, what did I do? I went over, I went down. This time, let's do something different. Let's grab this rotate bar, pull this all the way over. Now this is where the clip is. I want to try to rotate this, move this up and rotate it to the left just ever so slightly, so watch. See, now that's way too much. We don't want to do that. You want to go just ever so slightly. Did you see that? Did you see how it rotated just a little bit? So I made a change here. This one I'll leave alone, okay? But this one right here, I want to make a change to again. So come up and click on it. This time let's go over, I don't know what we did so far. Let's go up. Okay, let's go up 4 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can try going 5 or 6 clips. That makes the Flutter annoying, okay? And just 1 or 2 or 3 clicks is not enough. Trust me, 4 clicks on these arrows works about right. Okay, so I got that. So this is all set. Now, this one I want to leave alone. Okay, this one I want to make a small change to. So I move my scrubber bar right to the beginning of this. I click on this. See how it highlighted? Let's, I don't know if we've gone to the left. I'll tell you what, let's rotate this again, but this time instead of going up, let's rotate it down. Now that's way too much. You want to go down just a tiny bit, just like that. Okay, that's good. All right, this one we'll leave alone, but I want to change this one. So I'll click off. I'll move my scrubber bar right to the start of this. I click on this. This time let's go, I don't know, I've forgotten if we went up, down, over, back, whatever. Let's go down again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, what we've got is every other clip here is just like the first clip. But then the 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th, and 10th, those I've made changes to. So if we go all the way back, this is going to be hard to see because this only lasts for like half a second. But watch what happens when we play this. Do you see that flutter in there? Just like that, okay? But that only lasts 4 seconds. So what I want to do, if I can, is I'll click Command A. That selects everything in here, all of these clips. I'll hit Command C, that copies those, okay? Now I'll come out here, make sure your scrubber bar is at the end of all these clips. So it's right there. I hit Command V, that pastes all those in. So now I had 12 clips, now I got 24. Now I've got 36. Now I've got 48. So I've got like 48 of these clips in there. So we'll shrink that down. I'll click off it. Now it's going to show up a little bit better, okay? Ready? Now let's play this Flutter. Whoops. Oh, I went back to the beginning. Okay. Got you all excited for nothing. Let's play the Flutter, okay? Okay, see what that did? It creates a little flutter. So this is kind of cool because it lets you maybe to use these as titles or subtitles in your video. It gives your titles, your text, a little bit different look. You know, it kind of shakes it up. And then you could actually, if you wanted to, come down, take the very first clip, hit Command C, then go all the way out to the end, hit Command V and put that in there, and then remember, this is just like the first clip, and I could drag this out, so nothing's going to happen in there. That's one that we didn't play with. So let me click off that. We'll go back. Now when we get to the end, you'll see it like a static view of it. Let's play it one more time. Flutter, and then you could have it stop. So the flutter could be just at the beginning. But that's kind of neat for titles, for subtitles. Different places, especially like in music videos, you know, you could do something like this when you've got some, you know, singer, guitar player, keyboarder, you want to jazz something up and move it around. By the way, you could do the same thing with images. You could bring an image in here and make the image flutter if you wanted to, you know, all kinds of things like this. But that's how you can do it. Let's watch it one more time. There we go. So you just make a little flutter in there, and it just changes it up a little bit. I think you'll like that. You can play with it. There are all kinds of things you can do with this, and I hope you have fun with it and can use it. If you haven't watched my earlier video on ScreenFlow, my complete ScreenFlow tutorial, if you've never watched that, you probably go back and watch it. I'll put a link down in the description down below so that you can check that out. If you enjoyed this, subscribe or give me a like. You know, do something good for me, and maybe someday I can do something good for you. I'd like to. So, as always, my very best wishes for tremendous success with all that you do online and with your YouTube videos. Okay? See you next time.